everybody, welcome to MUSE TV. This is Mike Sandoval, and we are here, and we're talking about The In-Between. It's a film that I saw at the Downtown LA Film Festival in 2019, and I talked to both of you, and we have them back, Jennifer Stone and Mindy Bledsoe, the stars of the film. This film, when I got asked to see if we want to talk about the film again, I remembered it wholeheartedly since I saw it the first time, and I love the movie. Please tell me, what has been the reaction to it? Because now that it's coming out on VOD next week, I'm sure a lot more people have seen it over that time. What has been the reaction towards the film? Because it's so good.
You know, my favorite thing for me for reactions have been reactions within the CRPS community, meeting other people with CRPS who are seeing representation on film that has kind of unflowered in our community and given people a tool to use when communicating with their family members and their friends. So for me in my world, it's been amazing. It's changed people's lives, and that feels amazing. And I've gotten emails where people are actually using my film to talk to their best friend about the fact that they have a chronic pain disease, and that maybe you'll understand just a little bit by watching these characters. So for me, wow. I mean, what else could you really wish for when it comes to filmmaking?
I know I know making this experience, I learned a lot more about CRPS because it just doesn't get a lot of, attention. And the best reactions that I've heard from people is that it led to people feeling seen. Like Mindy was talking about with the CRPS community, with the diabetes community, but also like people seen in a lot of different ways of having something that's unmet and being in that in-between period in their life. I think we can all relate to that. And so I think that there's a lot of different levels where people feel recognized by this film. And that means a lot. I've had a lot of people come up to me being like, I saw myself in that car. I saw myself, trying to find my parents or find myself, and that means a lot. I think anytime you can make a piece of art and have somebody see their own reflection in it and learn from it is always like such a gift as an artist.
Exactly. And it seemed like such a fun film to make because it was shot differently than what I've seen, because you actually took the road trip to shoot it, which is could be difficult, but also it gave it such a different light and a different look, and it made you feel like you were in the back seat of this car in a ride and journey with them. What was it like to do that and take that chance and to film like that? Because it just gave it a different look.
It was exciting and exhausting, and I mean, honestly, like it was very helpful as an actor, because a lot of like the frustrations of like when you take a road trip and you're in a car with somebody for that period of time, at the beginning you're so excited, and then towards the end you're like, okay, I need a break, I need some alone time, I want to be on something stationary without wheels on it, you know what I mean? Like you start like the trials of the road start to like build up. And so it was, as an actor, it was great because those kind of naturally were there, filming it the way that we did. And then as a producer and writer, it was just, we just had to bring our ingenuity. I know Mindy had a whole day where she was writing like 20 pages, and we were just talking about like how our film would evolve and sort of take a different turn we hadn't anticipated in the back of our rented car while shooting the film. So
I mean, that was one of the best parts, is like we had a 65-page script, so we knew the outline of our story, we knew the ins and outs of it, we knew our characters, but we left ourselves open for whatever we would stumble upon on the road, because we wanted that authentic feel of the road trip. We wanted you to feel you there with us. Yeah.
And as a director, do you ever like, because to me, I'm like thinking about it when I'm watching the movie, and I'm just like, and I'm watching it again, I was just like, I wonder if you didn't get the shot, do you like get off the freeway, go back, and make sure you get that shot in that particular area? Was it something like that, or?
Especially the salt flat scene. We knew we wanted to go to the salt flats. I saw a picture of it and it looked pretty. Which is also a terrifying way to try to shoot a movie without scouting any locations or anything. It's like, I heard about it, it looks pretty on the internet. Well, as we're trying to get to it, it's on the opposite side of the road. And for some reason in Utah, they don't let you do U-turns.
Yeah.
Like it's all just barricaded off. And um, yes, we had to turn around a few times. We had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those didn't add to frustration at all.
Oh. But that's the one thing that makes this movie so unique in the way it was shot, and it really tells a good story because of the incidents like that. But the whole premise of the in between really does could cater to a lot of people, especially during these hard times. And I think it's a perfect time that this is being released to be seen to more people, especially with what we've been through. Um, how do you think this film is going to relate now after what we've gone through and what we've seen in the last year?
Well, I
I
know that
think
showing this through COVID, like in 2020, while we were still in some film festivals, people were very excited to be able to imagine themselves in a car and doing a road trip. And not just because they had a chronic illness, but because they've been locked in their house and they're so excited for a road trip. I kind of hope that carries on as we're in a time in humanity where we're all a little bit anxious and we want an adventure and we want to be seen. And our movie encapsulates that. So you should watch it.
And Jennifer, what was it like for you now? What are your thoughts on it now?
I think, what's interesting, jumping off of Mindy's point, is I think a lot of times having a chronic illness like diabetes or CRPS can feel limiting. And that's part of where the frustration comes from. And I think 2020 limited all of us, and so I think, that's what she's talking about when she talks about like people seeing that freedom, that liberation that a road trip brings and being like, oh, I want to go there, and so I think that universal experience and kind of that more understanding of what limitations really feel like, and that desire for liberation, that desire for freedom. And also, I think a lot of us are in that in between transitory phase because we're going from, what we used to know to this new normal. And so I think the ability to relate to what these two characters are going through has expanded tenfold through 2020.
Yeah.
And I think this is something
Good job, Jen.
yeah.
Thanks, Mindy.
Good answer.
And I think that's what makes this film so great is because it's going to help a lot of people get through it. It's going to help a lot of people see different things and experience different things in their own mind and take something out of the film that maybe other people didn't see, and it'll be their own. And I think this is a film
Yeah.
that's going to be seen for more than just this year. For next year, it's going to be something that's really going to hold dear to people's hearts. How can people see it? And since it's coming out next week, what other ways other than VOD that people can see it?
Yeah, so it's available VOD May 18th. That's Amazon, iTunes, Vudu. And then we'll also have Blu-rays and DVDs for sale. So I think the pre-sale link goes up on the 18th. So I think.
Yeah. And we just finished our commentary too.
Yeah.
So we're going to have lots of like fun, like behind the scenes stuff. And we have our soundtrack available. So, which has like dialogue from the movie. So we've got all sorts of things that if you really love the movie and you want to see sort of like the behind the scenes of what it was like to go on this crazy journey with us, that will be available as well.
Yeah. Our soundtrack is also currently available on Amazon Music and iTunes. And I really support the soundtrack. It's so good. It's a mini movie. It's dialogue interwoven between all the songs to really give you the movie in an audio format.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely put the links on the description so you could purchase the soundtrack, you can purchase the Blu-ray, the DVD of it, because to me, I want to purchase a Blu-ray because I want to hear the commentary.
It's basically like a second road trip. It's us taking the trip all over again.
Exactly. And as
all over the place too.
And as a nerd in general, for some reason, I like commentaries in movies.
I do too.
So I kind of want to see how the process works, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's all I could say. But hey, thank you so much for stopping with us here at MUSE TV. I really appreciate it. I've been a big fan of this film since we saw it in 2019, like I said, at the Downtown LA Film Festival, and we'll do our best to push it, to get everybody to see it. So thank you so much for stopping with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's so good to see you again.
Nice seeing you. And don't forget, if you really want to see the film, the link is in the description. Take a look at it. You're not going to regret it. It's one of the Oh, it's one of the best films that I saw in 2019. So please check it out. And don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, do everything and share it with your friends. And we'll see you soon here on MUSE TV.